Hi everyone, so as I'm sure you're aware, winter's here and it's pretty chilly, and actually because of the change in season I have found myself kind of collecting a whole bunch of stuff. So this video is kind of my fashion favourites for winter time. Knitwear! This is cool, isn't it? So this comes from a brand called Peregrine, who also do dog things, and I got my dog a little thing as well, but she chewed it like instantly, so I think baby steps. I'm gonna put her in it for 5 minutes, take her out of it, put her in it again to stop her chewing it. Typically, I'm not really into asymmetry in fashion. I feel like it makes your body look a bit sort of weird and lopsided or whatever, but seeing as there's a kind of asymmetry in colour rather than shape, I'm really into it. All the colours go really well together as well. So you've got a navy here, which goes with basically everything. You've got olive, which goes really well with navy and everything else. You've got grey on the shoulders, and then this kind of mustardy colour here. And I just think it kind of brings what is otherwise a really basic knitwear to life. I mean, basic knitwear is totally cool, don't get me wrong, but wearing this just kind of gives a little je ne sais quoi about it, you know? I said je ne sais quoi like an idiot. I think you should keep that in. I also quite like as well, so I've got a thing, I love being snug. So if I'm wearing knitwear, I always grab the sleeve and I pull them up close to me. And I quite like it if I'm doing that, if I'm wearing like a jacket or a coat on top, I pull my arms out. It's like a little surprise because I've got one olive and one mustard one. But I just think this is a really lovely way to kind of up your classics. So this comes from Peregrine and it's lovely, plus really good quality as well. Up next, I actually have 3 shirts to show you. I've only got 2 here because one of them's in the wash. All 3 come from Harvey & Hudson, which is a really beautiful bespoke shirt shop on Jermyn Street. I don't just do shirts, I do other stuff too, but Jermyn Street is kind of the street for shirts. You've got Turnbull and Asser, you've got Harvey & Hudson, and a few others who all make like really beautiful shirts. I met Richard, who is one of the owners of the shop, like 2 years ago, and I have kept meaning to go in but just not finding time for it. And I went in actually in the summertime, hence why this is so summery, and it took me so long to go in for like my second fitting that by the time I got this shirt the weather had changed, but I love it. It's really cool, it's totally bespoke to me, so as you can see the arms are really long, even though Manuel has very short arms here, it's kind of like long for me. It fits me beautifully around the neck. I've got quite a long neck, so I need a slightly longer collar. Otherwise, when I start layering, my collar sort of disappears a bit. But it's really beautiful, it's quite lightweight. Great for layering, but also great for the summertime. So if I'm like on holiday or something when the weather's nice, I can roll up the sleeves and wear it with like jeans or shorts or whatever. But I've got 3 shirts and they're all a bit different. I'll show you another one of them in a moment. But next, I'm going to show you another thing. This suit is absolutely beautiful. I do have the trousers too, it's a whole suit, but Manuel doesn't have any legs, so I'm just sticking to the top half. This comes from a place called Jack Davidson Bespoke, and essentially you've kind of, if you want to get like a really good bespoke suit, you're looking at Savile Row, which is kind of like the most famous street in London, and you pay a lot for that. You get obviously like a really amazing service and you get beautiful fabrics and, you know, great experience, but it costs a lot of money. Jack Davidson have a very similar experience, but they are based in the city right near St Paul's Cathedral, and because of where they're based, basically you get a slightly better deal. So they had me in, and you get complete control over everything you have. So I didn't have a brown suit, and actually when I walked in, I think it might have been Jack actually who was wearing this suit, and I went, that is the one I want. So I basically just ripped his suit off. It is beautiful. It's brown with kind of like some whitey grey flecks in it. It's a really lovely cloth, and again, it fits me perfectly. It's double-breasted, and actually I had this for maybe like 3 weeks before I got to wear it, and it was like burning a hole in my wardrobe. I really wanted to put it on, and I wore it for the first time to an event like a few weeks ago, and I felt great in it. Like, you know, when you wear like a really beautiful suit, you just feel great. In fact, there's a photo on my Instagram, maybe I'll put it on screen or something. And yeah, it's lovely. If you're looking for a bespoke suit, I can really highly recommend them. Really cool guys. You walk in their shop and it's a very pleasant experience, and they know exactly what they're doing. And then maybe this beauty. This coat here is like my new best friend. It is a little large for the mannequin, but I'm, you know, much bigger, so it fits me really well. It's from Burberry, and I actually got it from Bicester Village, so I got it for like less than half price. I did some work with Bicester back in, I want to say September, and I did kind of like an edit. I went through all the shops and made a look from like the best bits of everything, I think. And this was like, for me, the best item. It's quite long, so I'm very tall, like I'm like 6'4", and this is a very long coat, and typically these sort of coat ends are around my knee length. I've been looking for a longer one that was cool enough for a while, and I couldn't find one. Then I found this, and it's just so lovely. It's a really beautiful textured wool. It's got greens and it's got blues. It's got little bits of orange running through it and some navy, and it's just amazing. Wear it with like chunky knitwear, wear it with a t-shirt, wear it with jeans, wear it with trousers. Maybe don't wear it with this look. I've just layered this up because, you know, as I was going and talking, I was putting things on. I'm not sure the summery shirt goes with the wintry coat, but whatever. I just think this is lovely, and I've worn it as much as I could. The next shirt from Harvey & Hudson is this one here, and it's just a basic grey guy. So it might look a bit boring compared to the polka dot blue one, but actually this is a real staple. Whereas the other one is kind of a bit out there, a bit more of a look. This one is something that you can wear with everything. Been wearing it a lot under knitwear, also been wearing it a lot with a suit. It's got button down collar here, which is nice sort of attention to detail. And whereas the other one had button cuff, this has a double cuff for cufflinks. Not really much to report on it really, other than the fact that it's like a wardrobe staple, be with you forever, fits me really well because again it's bespoke, but also it just goes with so much stuff and it's like really handy. So far we've covered a lot of bespoke, sort of higher end, more expensive things, and I totally recommend it if you can afford it, but I'm fully aware that a lot of people can't. So allow me to introduce you to this. This is bloody brilliant. It's from Marks & Spencer's. It's a three-piece Prince of Wales suit, and it's really beautiful and so well made. This is part of David Gandy's new collection with them. Now I know David a bit, and I have a lot of respect for him. Every venture he works on, everything he does, he is fully invested in and fully involved in and really kind of cares about where things come from. And I also think Marks & Spencer's are great. Firstly, if you're going to buy a suit from the high street, they have so many sizes in stock that a lot of other high street brands just don't. So I'm like a 40 long, which doesn't exist in a lot of places, but there you can get it. Also, just something really important, especially in the way the industry is today, Marks & Spencer's can trace back the source of everything they use, and everything is responsible, and that is, you know, amazing. And not only that, it's a really beautiful timeless suit. Prince of Wales has been around for a long time, and it will be around for a long time, and it's just really elegant. You can wear it as a three-piece. You can wear it without the waistcoat. You can swap out the jacket with the waistcoat. You can wear the trousers on their own. So, you know, you've got a three-piece suit, but you've got lots of looks with it. And I just think this is a brilliant idea. And working with David as well, because he's kind of such an advocate for men's tailoring, is just a really good move, and he's done a great job here. From the same collection, David has also brought out this coat, which is just wicked, isn't it? It's got a really oversized collar. It's new wool, so it kind of feels really structured and stiff right now, but the more you wear it, the more it will give, and the more it will kind of like sort of mold to your body. It's kind of got like a really great sartorial vibe if you wear it with a suit, but also that Sherlock-y, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock, where he wears that big bell staff number. It's got that sort of vibe too. Again, one of those things you can rock with like a big chunky roll neck, wear it with trousers or jeans or whatever. I just think it's lovely. It's navy, so it goes with everything. And also, it's super long. I do feel like you need to be a guy of a certain stature, either quite tall or quite broad to wear this, because there's quite a lot of proportions here. You've got a really big oversized collar here, and it's quite long. And if you're quite short and slim, say Joe Sugg for example, that is going to drown you. So yeah, I think you need to be a certain kind of guy, but it is just wicked, and also got big like pockets there and here, and it's just, I think it's great, really great. Well done, I like it. I have a new backpack. This came from Bali, and do you know what? There's a lot going on with it, but I really love it. It's also very sort of wintry and autumnal. We've got olive, we've got blue, we've got grey, we've got sort of like a mauvey thing here, and there's also like a real mix of textures. It's got suede, leather, kind of like a textured leather here, a pebble leather there. I adore it, and also so practical, so organised. Big pocket there. I've got like loads of pens. I'm doing a lot of writing at the minute, so loads of pens in that side, and loads of like spare inky things for my nice pens. And then here I have plugs and chargers and wires and stuff. Here I've got like my adapter, and I don't know why I'm telling you this. This really excites me to tell you what's going on in my bag. And then there's a big old kind of like cavernous section here, which is held closed by a drawstring. And I just find things like this very satisfying. I love this bag. a lot. I have to be honest, I have no idea how much it cost. It was gifted to me, so I'm guessing not cheap. I feel like it's quite seasonal, so maybe I wouldn't wear it in the summertime because there's quite a lot of sort of wintry colours going on, but I reckon I'll bring it out again this time every year. I just think it's really sexy as far as backpacks go. I've got 4 fragrances here, and I know technically fragrances aren't in a fashion type video, but as you can see across them, it says Huntsman. So Jo Malone have partnered up with Huntsman, which is a really beautiful Savile Row shop, and have made 4 fragrances. They sent me all 4 in a really beautiful box, which I promptly lost. So I'm showing them here, and they smell really amazing. Now, I'm quite weird with fragrances. I think because of what I do for a living, I get sent a lot through my PO box, and essentially I would say 1 in 20 make it back to my house because I smell it, I don't like it, and I'll give it straight to whoever's in the office. But all 4 of these have made the cut. Also, I don't think you need to buy all 4 because although when they're lined up it says Huntsman, you've also got it written across every side here. So, you know, I don't know how much these cost, but I assume they're not cheap. So if you're going to buy 1 fragrance, you can still have Huntsman written on it. This one here is Whiskey and Cedarwood, which is kind of, it's quite a deep fragrance. It's really kind of, it's quite complex, it's quite beautiful. I like it a lot. I don't know how to explain fragrances, and I've also been talking a lot in this video, so I'm going to keep the descriptions quite brief. This one here is Amber and Patchouli. This is actually my least favorite of the 4, but I still like it enough to bring it home. Patchouli for me is kind of like, and I'm gonna probably butcher this, and if anyone knows anything about fragrances, they're gonna tell me off, but for me, it's kind of like a floral scent, but quite like a musky, deep floral scent. And I have worn this, and I think although when I smell it in the bottle, it doesn't set my world on fire as much as the other 3. When I wear it, it sits on me really nice. And I think actually my knitwear smells of that, because I wore it yesterday. And I just said how nice my knitwear smell off camera. Here we have Birch and Black Pepper. I think this is my most favorite. Yeah, I love this one. It's spicy. It's got like, it's quite crisp maybe. I don't know, it might not be crisp. I don't have to explain fragrances, but for me it's crisp. And it's quite clean, but with a spicy note. And then last one here is Assam and Grapefruit, which again is, I guess maybe, in fact, you know what? I've just realized that actually when you hold them together, they go in from darker to lighter. So I'm assuming that as they get lighter, they're more kind of a lighter, crisp fragrance. And my nose would agree with that. Assam and Grapefruit is a bit fruitier, as you might expect. But, oh yeah. Oh God, I'm a genius. I've just worked out the whole system. It's really nice. So there we go. They are my favorite wintry bits. I'm now thinking that I've just finished filming. I have so much more stuff at home. I've got like another 3 pieces of knitwear I wish I'd included in this video. So keep an eye out on Instagram and stuff because I'll be featuring them there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. In the description box, I'll put links to everything I can find and start getting festive because, you know, it's wintry and it's cold, and have a hot chocolate and look forward to Christmas. Bye.